Well, hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and it is so wonderful to be with you on this amazing Monday with our spiritual family, where we come with open hearts. That we've dismissed the guards from our heart, taken off the chains, and that we're just open here to be able to share the good news with each other. If you need any help, if you want any counsel from any of us, and we're all divine beings, and we can all tap into the answers and solutions. We just need to ask for it, and you're going to love this session today. And we got all kinds of goodies for you today. And so we always start out with who has some good news to share, what miracles, what good things, what has happened for you, what have you created in your life to make it better. And hey, Shell, what's going on?
So I've been in this mindset work for almost 3 years. And when I think back, I actually read The Secret back in 2006 or 7. And I didn't realize I was missing anything, but it finally clicked for me on Friday. I finally understood that the power is within. And it's been a huge awakening. I had the best weekend. I had the best day. I've been just giddy and giggly with excitement. I was writing my sentence this morning in the Easy Money, Easy Life program. Yeah. And, I was just writing it 21 times and just almost giggling while I was writing it. It just feels so good.
Oh, that's just fantastic. I just love it, Shell. And yeah, Shell, we attracted each other, what has it been, 2 weeks ago or something?
Yeah. I don't even know if it's been a full 2 weeks.
Yeah, full 2 weeks, exactly. And with all divine moments, and, in 2 weeks. And so for 2-3 years, you kind of, got it, but then all of a sudden, it comes so easily. And I was talking to Robin this morning. She said, "Yeah, it's just when you just look at it, there's an easy way to look at this. That life doesn't have to be hard." And tell us a little about this. That you realize it's within us. And that there's the kingdom is within us, and we've been told that that's biblical, and we have different religions on here, but it all comes down to the truth, if you will, on what we know to be the truth is. We can feel it and know that it is. But can you help us understand a little about what the aha was for you about that inside?
Well, I grew up as a Christian, going to church. I went to private schools my whole life. And as a young mother, I was involved in the church. And I started questioning things that they were teaching and asking my pastor. And so it's been about 13 years since I've gone to church. I just decided that I wasn't a Christian anymore and left. And everybody kind of shares, all the people that teach, this mindset work, they all kind of teach that it's within you. And I never understood it until the way that, I guess listening to the videos and the meditations and reading the book in the Easy Money, Easy Life course, it's it finally, I just, and it feels so good. I just want everybody to feel it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, by you sharing with us, your spiritual family, that it's safe here to do that. And again, that sometimes we think hey, we got to go fix the world now. And actually, the world doesn't need fixing. That we just need to be happy. And when it does, that we can invite everything into us. And so, this idea, and you talk about your inner self, and that we have a tendency, because of all these things that we're not even really conscious of, that someone does good, let's say somebody makes a touchdown and they go, oh, thank you, and they point up. And so thus we kind of have these images in these Christmas movies with, God's out there and he has this big voice that, says something to you. And it really isn't anything out there. It is all within us. And to be clear, all religions are beautiful and wonderful, and they're all helpful as long as you're feeling good with it. And that, but the true religion, and you spoke on Christianity, that as Christ taught, that the kingdom is within us. Where is God? Christ was asked, and it's within us. And so it's this idea, and I like using this the thought of our inner being. Okay, and if we think about that, God is within us, and it's like this being, this greater power. So another way to look at this is a higher power that's within us. And so when we realize that we're in control, there isn't some guy out there, some superhuman being in a place called heaven sitting there judging you. No, this is the loving God that's right within all of us, and that we can ask. And then that God there, the Father, does the work. And that's why we don't have to work hard. And we've been told this, I got to do. And then we end up with do in our life. And so this whole idea about that we have this intimate relationship, or we can have this intimate relationship, and it's about inviting God in to our presence, into this moment every day. And that's why the Joy Shop is so powerful, because it helps us to remember to invite God in. And when God is with us, we can think with God, we can have good feeling thoughts from God, we can feel good, and we can be, do, and have everything we want. So hearing all of that, your thoughts, we kind of covered a lot of stuff there, but what did you like best about all of that? Oh, no. Well, is there?
Speak.
Yeah. Hey, Joey.
Hey, everyone. And thank you very much for sharing that. That's such an awesome discovery, man. Like, I was getting excited hearing you talk about it, Michelle. So that's really cool. And that power within us. It's funny. It's funny to realize that. It's funny to know that versus realizing that. Right? When I realize that, is all of a sudden when the action starts showing up to taking stuff, rather than the knowing of it, which is like, yeah, I can know it, but I can still live really small. And I'll give you a quick example of that. Over end of last week, I was working. I had a call with somebody set up, and it was for a referral network and everything else, and I was really, really, really excited about it. And I just kept getting into that place of it's unfolding, it's here now, it's happening, all this and everything. And I got on the call. And the guy was talking, and I could feel myself. A normal tendency I was aware of is I started feeling disappointed. And so we got off the call. Now I talked to him for about 45 minutes, and I hung up, and I was disappointed. And I thought, almost like I didn't understand why. And what I realized is it's been so important for me that the path, being a logical thinker, the Antichrist and all that, being, following, like it unfolding the way I see it unfolding, has been so important for me. If it doesn't look like that, then it doesn't line up. So it's got to look a certain way as it's unfolding. So as I realized that, I was like, okay, so all I have to do then is just allow, this could be a bigger opportunity based on the end of the conversation than what I thought it was. But I still got into that disappointment because the unfolding of it, the part that's not even any of my darn business, is the part that I'm letting affect me emotionally. So then once I went through that, it's like, man, I bet I do this often. And I don't want to identify where I do it and look for that. I just want to be in this place of expansiveness, and everything that unfolds is just happening for me and not to me, and just see it that way. And to know I have the power inside within me, Michelle, that's going right back to what you said. I can choose anytime all freaking day long what my perceptions are going to be. I don't need anything outside of me to help to make that decision. I get to do that. So what a huge thing to realize. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, great, Joe, and thank you, and great insight. Yeah, it's that committee, and in fact, Michelle had asked me this weekend, we were talking, she said, what's this committee? And just to be clear that because sometimes we just talk about the committee and we realize, oh, we haven't defined that in a while, but it's that chattering little voice that keeps you up at 2 o'clock. It is this mahogany table up in your head with these leather executive chairs around this mahogany table that we've made real powerful. And it has the characters that are around this table are fear and worry and doubt and complaining and shame and guilt. And the head of the table is the judge. And guess who the judge is judging? You. And guess what the judge is saying? You're not very good. You didn't do this good. It's saying that, wow, this circumstance, like Joey was saying, this call isn't the way that I want it. When we allow it and realize that everything is actually coming the way that we want, and get back to Joey's example, is that the beginning of the conversation wasn't as expected, but by the end of the conversation, it was like, oh, wow, this is much bigger and better, because he was more open to allowing the bigger and the better. And so people say to me, but, I just had this morning, a client of mine text me and said, I can't meet with you. Something terrible has happened. This friend of mine who's young, he's 50, he died. And when we realize there's nothing that's wrong, nothing is going wrong. It's just contrast, and none of us die. We have eternal life. And who's to say 50 years old is young or old, as far as our soul makes a decision when we come here and when we leave. And so we should rejoice on everything that happens, because even a no in our businesses, or somebody is not behaving the way that we wanted and they're saying no, actually that contrast is help birthing a better life, a better future for all of us. And when we realize and look at everything as it's leading us to this good, to this promised land, to a better life, then we realize there's nothing to be sad about, nothing to be upset about. Because when we are in our pity party, that then makes that party bigger. In other words, you will start attracting more things to feel pitiful about. And so thus, don't go to any pity party. There's no reason to. It's the committee inviting you to their made up, their illusion, because actually this life, everything is playing out perfectly for us, giving us our souls and God and all that is everything that is expected. So things are perfect. And most people don't see that until after they transition back into the non-physical, where they see, oh, their life was just perfect. So your thoughts about all that? Yeah, what did you like best about that? That was a lot.
I've seen that movie. Oh, go ahead.
I like the reminder that there's nothing to be sad or upset about, that it's just contrast, and that's the committee, then,
Yeah. Yeah, the contrast, and remember, the thing to do is you just say, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't want. We have to have that contrast to birth what we do want, to have more energy and clarity of what we do want. So God put that contrast there for us so that we could birth more energy, more desire on what we do want, which will give us our dreams coming true. And Joey, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I've just seen that movie over and over again, that we lean into what we don't want and we experience more of that. I had front row seats to that for many years, and I don't want to live like that anymore. I just want it to flow. And the bottom line of the whole thing is I'm tired, I'm older, and I just don't want to work as hard for it as I used to, which is really letting go.
Yeah. This morning, Robin and I were talking about this working hard, and she said, I was brought up all my life that, I got to work hard to get what I want. And it's not how it is. The Father does the work. We do the asking. And so, this is our thought. And science has proven this, that everything starts with our thought, our prayer, if you will. So ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you shall find. And so all of those things, and it's all easy. Oh, I see it. I just need to think about what I want. And then the Father does the work. And then I just need to receive it, which is allowing and believing and expecting it. And so it's just great. God gives us everything. And Billy Scott, I see you there. Hey, Billy Scott, you got your hand up there. Billy's our man. He's hiding the thing. Billy is just an amazing man. And so love you, Billy. So so other thoughts, other things going on. What's some other good news? What's going on good? What's a revelation that you've had? Mia.
Hi, everyone. I have to say, it's great to see so many people on the call today, and just the energy that everyone's coming with. It's really inspiring. Everything that Joey and Michelle's been sharing, that it's within. That was a big revelation for me, because it's so used to seeing myself as separate. And as I have to, when I'm asking, I have to reach out here to ask, but it really isn't here. And so, the last couple of months, talk about contrast. If I was contrasting away for quite some time. And what I realized is that for the longest time, I was out of faith, because I was keeping myself from actually looking at the things that I wanted, that were big, what I consider to be bigger things, because I felt like there was a lot of work to do. It would be a while before I could have that. And so why get all in the good feels now, when I knew that there was work to do? And then, I don't know what it was, but at some point I was like, what, just, that's all garbage. And I want to start looking at the things, and I want to start playing in life. And it really hit me this week, because I had quite a bit of contrast happen, in the sense that, I had, some family things going on, some friends who shared, that they are, kind of ill, and just things happening that typically I would have been like, oh no. And sort of going down this road of despair with it. And I catch myself and I say, oh, this is a plot twist. I wonder what this is leading us to, or why this is, what good is going to come from this, because nothing but good can happen from this. And so when I think about it that way, I reached out to my friend, who she shared that she was diagnosed with lupus and cancer. And I've known her for 20 years. And I reached out to her, and I said, everything's going to be fine. I said, is always good. And, she couldn't quite grasp it, because she was, afraid. But by the end of the conversation, she was laughing. She felt happy. And I said, just remember, this is possible. No matter what you're going through, you can still feel good through it. And who knows, that feeling good could be what really helps you, And so she felt at peace with that part of it.
Yeah.
But another thing is that I started doing this little game where when I'm driving, I always see white cars like everywhere, just white cars. So I started saying like, wow, look at all these angels on the road. That's what I say every single time. And do you know how many white cars I see now? It's like every car that surrounds me is a white car. So I'm just like, it always tickles me when I'm driving, because I'm like, instead of being in the mindset, oh, I got to be careful, and oh, this road is known for these accidents, I'm more like, well, wow, look at that, 3 angels just drove past, or so it's sort of fun thing. And then, so there's more. I've been saying this week, waking up saying, oh, wonderful things are happening now. Like, wonderful things are happening now. I don't know where they're coming from, but I feel like there's wonderful things happening. And so I started saying that. And yesterday, I was actually, I was sitting here doing some touch-ups on the Archangel pictures that'll be done this week. And I'm excited to reveal those. But I was sitting here and I was working on it, and I'm talking to my dad, and then I get another call, and I answer the call, and it's one of the artists that I worked on with the mural. And he says, Mia, your art piece was chosen. And I'm like, what art piece? The mural? And he's like, no. Do you know the picture, the painting that everyone was bidding for at the art show in February, of the woman and she's standing among sunflowers? He said that it was chosen for an exhibit, which will be displayed in Union Station in San Francisco.
Oh, cool.
And so it'll be this Thursday. They're having the little ceremony for that. And at first I was like, you're joking. You're like, this is a joke. This has to be a joke, because Union Square is like, it's like the Times Square of San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so to get a piece of my art that'll be on display there, I was like, how is that possible? But then I stopped and I said, well, I know how it's possible, but I just couldn't believe. But then I thought, well, wonderful things are happening. And there you go.
There you go. And you could have never done that work. You could have never been on there, Mia, if you would have tried to figure it out. Instead, you just asked for wonderful things. And the good Lord brings it in just amazing things. Amazing one. I just love that, you got rid of, and I took good notes here on, you got rid of that you had to work for it, got rid of this idea about, oh, it's going to take too long. There was even in there, you didn't share it, but it's kind of like, I'm not even worthy for it, and those type of things come into play. And like, you just gave that up. We don't have to believe these silly thoughts anymore. They're just from the committee. They're from the committee thoughts. I don't have to own them. And like Joey so greatly put, that he used to be front row seats, at this movie theater, which who was running the movie was the committee, was running this movie in there, and he had front row seats and believed everything that's in front of him is the truth, and that we can change who's operating that movie. Wow. Oh. And then your statements there, Mia, nothing but good can happen. Nothing but good. If you start saying that to yourself, nothing but good happens. And then the other one, wonderful things are happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And there it comes out of the blue. Out of the blue, and isn't that beautiful? That Lord comes through every time.
Yes.
God,
and I have to share one small thing. So in the case of, kind of not usually looking at the things that I would want, thinking that it's kind of so far ahead. The day before, I was at home, I was doing some art, and I put on my TV, and I was like, there was like a little ghosty show on, and I was like, oh, that's, a little spooky something. And I was about to watch it, and I said, you know what? No, I'm going to turn on something else. And I ended up on this documentary show called Cabin Chronicles. And it was basically, people who have who built these little cabins or who've rehabbed these little cabins in nature, you know, beautiful mountain overseeing the lake, or, you know, in the woods in Washington, here in California, and across the United States. And I'm watching it and I'm just feeling like expansive. And I was like, oh, this show, like, I would love to have a little cabin and, you know, have my friends come, and that will be sort of a place where, you know, we can go and just spend time in nature and disconnect from the world. And, you know, and I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, you got to watch this. And my mom is now on board. And so we're just talking about how much we love this. And my mom's like, I wonder how much it would, you know, cost them to do something like this. And I said, well, why don't we just start looking into it and just, you know, instead of saying like, we don't have it right now, you know, this is a dream, just start looking into it and dreaming about it, and thinking about, like, you know, what would your little fire pit look like? And, you know, how would you put your kitchen and what kind of windows? And it was so fun to do that. Now, like 4 and 5 of my friends are now hooked on this show within a day. And everyone is sort of like, maybe we can come together and we can, you know, have a spot where we can just share it. And it can be just like a friends and family cabin of some sort.
It's awesome.
So, yeah. So it was fun.
Oh my God, that's just great. Yeah, yesterday I woke up and I had the thought, as I'm feeling good, I'm breathing in deeply, and I had the thought of rainbows. You know, I love rainbows. And do you know how many colors a rainbow has? How many archangels are there? 7. 7 colors. And they're actually red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And so I asked yesterday morning, I said, you know, I'd like to see some rainbows. And I have a place where I can see a rainbow just about any time I want to in the morning during my walk, because there's a water fountain and it displays a rainbow. And I bet there's very few people that know that there's a rainbow because they're not looking for it. And so they're going by it, they're walking by it, they're driving by it, and they never see a rainbow. And I see that rainbow every day. But yesterday I had to do something different. I was returning an item with Amazon, went to Whole Foods to do it, to get some things. And so I'm, you know, driving on a Sunday morning on a road that I'm normally at, but I had asked, I said, you know, I want to see some rainbows today. And so as I come around a corner, here is a big sprinkler system that's on at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And there's this beautiful rainbow, just vivid colors, rainbow. And it just, you know, it made my heart sing. It just was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I just asked for it and God delivers it, you know? And so it's kind of like the same idea. You know, we're so used to, most people aren't deliberate creators. Mia there decided, you know, I'm just not going to watch what I normally watch, or something that, you know, I watch something scary, you know, that instead just, God, find me something good to watch. And so you focus, you turn your attention to what you did want, and then God makes that up. You didn't know about that channel. And by the way, what's the name of that again?
It's called Cabin Chronicles.
Okay, Cabin Chronicles. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I'll take a look at that, and it's so fun. But yeah, so this is how it is. We don't have to do the work, you know, and there's just more and more fun, more things. This world has everything we want in it and everything we don't want. And it's up to us. And you also said to disconnect from the world. And I know what you're saying. And that it basically is, I'm going to disconnect, and I'm not going to be attached anymore to this world as far as what other people are saying, what's going on with whatever, the weather, the economy, whatever. None of that matters as long as you don't give it the power to matter. But where everything is created for you is, and we're right back where we started at, is within you. It's what you're thinking and what you're feeling that is communicated to the kingdom within you. And then your prayers are answered. And when we truly have the faith, when we truly believe in God, then we'll let go of this world. And instead, we'll embrace our inside world. It's beautiful, beautiful place. And we can have everything. You know, I lead such a magical life now. It's really, there's just one divine moment after the next. It's just absolutely incredible. Last week, I'm sitting out on my porch and we sit in front of a park because I attracted this park. And I hear some chirping. And I don't know why, but I get up on my seat and I don't have shoes on. It's kind of like Mike doesn't wear shoes anymore to be connected with Mother Earth and how that can help you become a magnet. And so I walked across there was some, it was a little hot, whatever. And I went and I just went and I looked at this tree and where the chirping was. And here I see a nest of 3 chirping birds. And they're beautiful birds. They have a yellow chest in there. And the mom and dad are kind of flying around and around this tree, but the 3 little birds and they're chirping. And when the mother comes with some food, they just make all kinds of noise, okay? And so they're chirping, chirping, chirping. They got these yellow beaks and they're chirping and boy mom feeds them and then they're all fine. I'm just like, oh, I love these guys. And then the mom leaves and they all are looking at me. And I'm looking at them and I'm just saying, I love you guys so much. And there's 3 of them. What's the 3? The Trinity, the mind, body, spirit, which is our emotions, okay? That it's like, oh, this is just so ideal. So, just beautiful. Well, 2 days later, and I visit them every day and they're my buddies now. And so we know each other. Okay? And so I walked there on Saturday and just 2 days ago, and there's nobody in the nest. And all of a sudden I hear chirping, and here the 3 of them are sitting on a limb. And I'm like, oh, you guys, you got out of the crib, They look down at me and they start chirping away. I think they think I'm their dad or something. I don't know. And so I just love it. And yesterday, all of a sudden I go to the tree and they're like, start showing off. They fly out of the tree. They go to another tree. They come flying back all over me and they're flying around me and everything. And they're just so happy. And they're almost like, I don't know, I guess, young children, at this point. And they're just having fun. And I'm right there with them. And I'm having fun. I'm dancing with them, and I'm flying with my angels with them, and it's just incredible. So this morning, it just gets better and better. This morning, because I ask for my heart to sing every morning. I ask God to be with me, for my inner being to be with me. I ask for big, happy surprises. I want to smile more. I want to laugh more. I want to love more. And so that's what I ask for. And again, how that comes about or whatever, I don't care. I just know it's coming. So I go out and I take my walk. And I'm walking down and I go over to the tree and my 3 children aren't in the tree and they're not flying and I just go, oh, it's all fine. So my committee would have said, oh, this is terrible. Where are the birds? No, not at all. I'm just like, oh, this is great. They're in the right place, in the perfect place. So I walk down to the pond and there's one tree there. And all of a sudden, out of that tree, all 3 of these birds, and this is, I don't know, a block away. So, it's a ways from where home was, okay? And so they're kind of reaching out now and going to new places. And here are these 3 beautiful birds with yellow chests on that they come flying around me And they are doing circles, and I mean, like, 10 feet down, going up 30 feet or whatever. And they're just having a blast, and I'm having a blast with them. And it's like they're dancing, they're welcoming the day for me. They're saying, hey, welcome, Dad. Good to see you. Yeah, we're down at the pond. I mean, it just was incredible. And my heart was singing. And every day this happens. Every day the miracles happen if we're open to them. And if we allow that, and if we get up out of our pity party, and if we just ask for what we want, and when something comes, instead of judging it, just allow it. Allow people to be who they are. Allow the circumstances, situations to be who they are. And just, if you don't like it, you simply say, that's what I don't like. And then you ask, what do I want? And God will tell you what you do want and will lead you to something better. So what do you think about my birdie story?
Love it.
Yeah, it just is. And then I send it to my grandchildren, pictures of the little birdies first in the nest and flying and everything. So, so I have, because my kids aren't going to be interested in this, but my grandchildren are, because I act like a child. Come to me as children. And so I'm the little kid, and it's just great. So my grandchildren, I just love it. My kids, they're out doing whatever they're doing. And for sure, what they're not doing is they're not listening to me. And I love that, because I gave them wings to fly, and now they're leading their life. And that's a tough one to do. Let your kids go. Let them fly. And what they're doing, you just send them love and well-being, and they'll be just fine. So you like that?
Love it.
Yes, yes. Yes, you have. I can't hear you.
Can you, are you
There
calling?
you go. Hey.
Yeah, I just want to comment on your birth story and say that it's beautiful. I loved it. I have goosebumps listening to it. It embodies, this is interesting, something that I said 150 years ago when I was 15 years old. I was in college, and big deal with drugs and alcohol, and I was going for a walk with friends, and I saw this gorgeous cloud formation, and to me it looked like a sheepdog, commented on it, and some other friends were coming by and said, "Oh, Lois, you're high too." And I burst out laughing. I said, "What are you talking about?" And without even thinking, I said, "I'm high on life." Now, everybody burst out laughing. And I said, "I'm high on life. My God, look all around you." The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I've used that. I've used that so many times when my children were growing up and talking about things and talking about how you just become high on life, and they would kind of smirk and laugh. And I've used it in my yogi teachings. Well, last night I was reading one of Dr. Hank's books, and I've never heard anyone say that before. There it is in clear print, Dr. Hank. You were talking about being high on life. Whoa, you are just like a booster shot of, so what if I'm a Pollyanna, which I've been called too many times. No one has ever, and I thought, and this confirms, and your story is that's it, high on life.
That's
really
it.
Excited and feeling that exhilaration with these birds, and that's what it's all about. And you were brought into my life as a necessary booster shot, because I truly believe that the events of our past are responsible for where we are now. which is the very best spot for us to be. Now, namaste. So thank you.
Namaste, and that was beautiful. And boy, I love that. I'm high on life. And that is just incredible and a beautiful story, Lisa. And thank you so much. And, you know,
And words in print, thinking,
yeah.
holy.
And so, and those are divine words. See, they come from divine intelligence, from God and all that is. And so you were given that, you know, whenever in your past, and they stuck.
Kids who still talk about it and laugh. Do you remember when mom, oh yeah, mom giddy because she's high on life.
Right. And that's the way to be.
You.
Yeah, that's just beautiful. And so what a great comment. And not going into your personal life per se, Lisa, however, this is directed towards you, but for all of us, that we also have contrasts in our life. And so there are people that aren't behaving the way that we want them to be. There is the business that is employing the way we want to be, whatever. That my encouragement to us all is to not think about that, because otherwise, however you feel from that person or that situation, God's going to give you more situations or people that feel the same way and even greater. And you don't want to feel that way. So know that everything is playing out all right with other people, other circumstances that all of us are under in the contrast that we don't want. Don't think about it. Instead, think about what you want, but also what you want for that situation. And that I want to get along better with that person. I send love and well-being to that person or a situation that I want my business to grow now. Whatever it is, we can't be fixated on something that we don't like, because if you take the charge out of it, and instead of saying, oh, I just hate that, you know, this person that way or whatever, stop that. Release that, let it go. It's the outside world. And know the only thing that any of us can manage is our thought and our feeling that goes to the kingdom within. And so it doesn't matter. We don't have to be in the first row seats anymore. In fact, we can get out of the damn theater and start living our life the way we want to as we go within. Amen? Yeah. And so with that, let's go within. And I encourage you to close your eyes. It's easier to go within. We've been told that reality is facing us, what we're living, and that is not reality. Reality is what we first think and then feel about, and that creates our reality. And so let's close our eyes, and then let's use our breath. And breath actually means spirit. It's the fastest way to connect with our inner being, with God and all that is. So breathe in deeply. And breathe out. And just say to yourself, relax. And get so very comfortable, so much at ease. Breathe in. And breathe out. And release this world, release anything you don't like. And as you breathe in now, welcome and open up the doors to all that you want, to a long, happy, healthy, wealthy life. Have it flow into you now. And know that we, all three of us, and that is our mind, our spirit, which is our emotions, and our body, are all connected. They impact each other. Today, we're going to release our body. We're going to give ease to our body. The only cancer, the only illness, any of it, is simply dis-ease. And this will give us ease, will give us the health we are looking for. It will give us the mental health and the emotional, spiritual health and the physical. As we just go and focus on one of these aspects of our amazing trinity that we each are. And today we go to our body. You breathe in again deeply. And we start at the top of our head, our crown of our head, and open up your crown, open it wide, and allow the loving energy of the divine to come and flow into your body now. Flowing down your body, giving it the intelligence that it needs, the love that it needs for perfect health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And now relax and quiet your mind. Ask your mind to quiet. Be still and know that I am God. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Becoming so relaxed. Your forehead, just relax your forehead. Start at the top of your spine, top of your head, and just start going down your spine, relaxing it, relaxing, relaxing. Go all the way down your spine, your tailbone. So relaxed. Your communication system that you have with all of your organs, with all of your body is through your spine. You now open it up and allow it to flow freely. You send signals of love and well-being throughout all of your organs. Relaxing your throat, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your arms, and allow that relaxation to flow down your arms, through your hands, through your fingers. So relaxed, so at ease, so in love. And now have relaxation go down your chest, down into your lungs, down your diaphragm, your stomach. All of your organs now are being filled with this love, this tenderness, this well-being. And now allow this flowing, loving energy of the divine flow across your hips, down your legs now, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, down your feet, with your feet just plant roots now from your feet down into Mother Earth. The earth now sends up to you magnetism to become a magnet of all the things that you desire. There's nothing more that we want is for each of you to have your dreams come true now. This loving energy to flow down your feet, your ankles, your legs, your body, and your head. Just now let it flow out the crown of your head. It's pure love surrounding you, filling you, giving you ease. And now that we are open the net, and we go to the kingdom within us, we feel the loving presence of God within us, guiding us, supporting us, taking us to the promised land. We call forth better feeling thoughts and good flowing thoughts now flow into us. We ask for better feelings and better feelings now flow into us. And now we ask for these better feeling thoughts and these better feelings to flow into every cell of our body, every organ of our body, every system of our body, with this pure perfection of health that we now claim as ours. So we stand in the kingdom. We stand in one with all that is. This we give thanks. Just feel your oneness now. With all that is. All is well. That we are all high and light. And it's getting better, better. So we all now live a long and happy and healthy and wealthy life. The heavens now part for us. Our dreams come into our experience, into our thoughts, into our feelings, into our bodies. As our bodies are so soft now, so at ease, so gentle, so kind. We go to our heart, we open up our hearts to each other. We connect with each other in this meaningful, delightful way. Loving each other, loving this world. And now, loving ourselves as it was always meant to be. Breathe in. And breathe out. Into this beautiful flow of life. You see the world differently from this moment. You see the blessings in every moment, in every thought, every person. We see the wanted in every circumstance and situation, and we know it's all there for our good. It's all there for the good of humanity, all that is, to expand the eternity in all this is happening right now. So we love each other and love that is. And I invite us back now, back into the room, back into our chairs. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Just enjoy this moment. It's divine. We are with God and all that is. I now invite you to open up your eyes. Welcome this beautiful, beautiful world in. Well, how's everybody feel? I feel good. So this will take us to a whole wonderful place in life now will be just magnets to attract all kinds of wonderful things this week. It's Independence Day for us in the States next week, so we won't meet, but we will be in spirit together. And know that I send all of you I love, and know that all is well and getting better. And should we do a little sing along? Should we act like kids, be like little children? Yeah, come to me as children. We've invited our hearts in. We've invited our hearts in. Oh yeah, you're all muted, so so unmute yourself. Now it's time for our dreams to begin. Now it's time for our dreams to begin. We love our Master Heart family. We love our Master Heart family as we now walk together merrily. As we now walk together merrily. We are now leading with heart. We are now leading with heart. And this is how to live life smart.
This is how to live life smart.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
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 One more time. Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh, love you all. Thank you so much for just another amazing, incredible time. Happy Independence to us. And it doesn't have to be just July 4th. We just all became independent to think and feel the way we want. And the Father will do the work and deliver it to us. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you. Love you all.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
Okay, bye.